The 7-Eleven America was a bold step for the boys from the States. And even before the tour began, writers like former CBS commentator Eric Heiden knew very well what was ahead.
Last year I got to work with you guys in following the tour, and I was scared after seeing the tour and knowing that we might ride it the following year.
It's intimidating, you know. I mean, you hear about how hard it is and all that stuff, but we'll find out. Yeah, sure, it's a little bit scary.
To tell you the truth, I am a little scared.
Playing in the Super Bowl, pitching in the World Series. Well, it's what they were training for while out here in Boulder this June. Eric Heiden, already an Olympic champion, now joined ranks for this new expedition. And Alex Steeda, the only Canadian on the team, what were in his dreams as he trained in Boulder? Did he know that 1 month later, here in France, he would be leading the world's elite out on a solo breakaway, and that his outrageous move would catch them all by surprise and make him the first North American to wear the yellow jersey? No, it was no dream. 7-Eleven was out to get noticed. But good grief, one of their men leading the Tour de France. It built a lot of confidence all around.
We're going to do the best job we can to hold that jersey as long as we can. Just want to say hi to everyone in Vancouver, and hope they keep watching, because there's going to be more to come.
We're cavemen, what can I say? We're bad to the bone. At least the first day. We'll see the rest of the race how it goes.
If life seems almost livable in your first Tour de France, stick around. Things have a way of falling apart rather quickly. And the Americans' trouble began in the team time trial. Yellow jersey Alex Steeda. A few hours in the Golden Fleece feels good. But it's a fickle prize indeed. Steeda lost the jersey and was almost disqualified for falling too far behind. It wasn't that 7-Eleven was worse off than any other team. It's just that the first time can be the worst time. When the race hit the mountains, Olympic champion Alexei Greywall spent time at the front of the pack with the leaders, while his compatriots Chris Carmichael on the left and Doug Shapiro on the right suffered on the climbs with stomach viruses and eventually had to abandon the race. Even Greywall, who had stayed near the front, had enough of the race and those around trying to record it. Greywall was trying to finish each day's ordeal with a case of bronchitis, and it finally was just too painful. Chased and haunted by the ghoulish broom wagon that threatened to scoop him up, Alexei Greywall finally gave in and gave up on finishing the Tour de France.
I feel pretty confident about making it to the finish, and if I can do that, that'd be my biggest goal, making it to the finish and seeing the Champs-Élysées a couple times going up and down there.
Well, you know, it's always a matter of just 5 more kilometers, you know, or just 10 more kilometers, or just to the next speed zone. And it's always little things, little games you play, and then, it's only 50 kilometers to go. So yesterday, I definitely was cracking on the second hill. I mean, I was just starting to die. And all you do is you just hope you can hang on.
You swear to God you can't make it to the top, but somehow you keep struggling over, and it's just one of those things where you gotta survive. And the hills are really steep.
For Eric Heiden, the Tour continued in the Alps at the back of the pack, but only with the help of those who refused to let the mountain beat him. Heiden was faltering badly, and like a relay team, they passed him along, one to the other. Olympic speed skating champion who had gone far beyond the limits set for mere mortals, totally dominating a sport and winning 5 gold medals. The 28-year-old need not prove himself to anyone. But for Hayden, there was one last goal to accomplish before starting yet another life as a medical student. Hayden sought an honor reserved for the world's elites, finishing the Tour de France. And here in the Pyrenees, he had survived another impossible day in the mountains. Hayden, one step closer.
To finish the Tour de France is something that I'll try as hard as I can to do. And, it's one of those things where years down the road, you can sit down with your grandkids or your children and say, I was in that race, the race of races.
The race of races, the race of a lifetime. For Eric Hayden and his teammate Davis Finney, the race had only just begun. The climbs were getting steeper and the days longer. The crowds that had roared for the leaders now offered polite applause for the men in a daily routine that looked all too painful. On day 15, Davis Finney crashed, severely bruising his hip and fracturing his wrist. Now it was time to quit, certainly. Finney would not hear of it, and he got back on his bike. But the pain finally exceeded the will to win. It was over now. So Davis Finney's number joined the long list of broken dreams in the Tour de France. Wasn't it only 1 month ago when Boulder's Davis Finney was on top of it all in his world back in Colorado?
All right, Boulder fans, come on, join us out here in the street. Celebrate the way we're doing, Boulder, especially when Davis Finney wins. Come on out, ladies and gentlemen.
I really never appreciated it until I wrote it. And so, now here I am lamenting, thinking back about all these memories, and I just wish I could think forward to tomorrow's race. That's really all I wish I want to do.
One day later in the Alps, there was another call for the ambulance. It was Eric. He had crashed during a descent and had struck his head. It was, for all of us, a frightening moment. Hayden was hallucinating, and he did not recognize his close friends. It was later discovered that Eric had suffered a mild concussion. There'd be a night in the hospital for observation, but he'd be all right. The race was over, though. It's not supposed to end like this, not for Davis Finney, not for Eric Hayden. It's not supposed to slip away that quickly. Not when only minutes ago you were pitching in the World Series, playing in the Super Bowl.